What up? I got the question of the day for you. What advice would you give your younger self? Okay, so let's talk about this. So this is kind of a continuation to yesterday's question. So yesterday's question was, what do you enjoy about getting older? Because it's about taking away the stigma. It's about taking away the stigma that aging is a bad thing. Aging is not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just a thing. It's a thing we all do. And it's all about perspective and how we take that perspective. And if we decide to be positive about it or negative about it, but aging is a thing. And so yesterday's question was all about the positives of aging, the positives of growing older. And so now today I want to talk about what advice would we give our younger self. Now, I recognize that we can't go back in time, but maybe this is advice that someone younger than us might take. You know, we're not telling anybody what to do, but maybe this is just some advice somebody else might take. Or maybe this is advice that we're going to tell our younger self that maybe we'll use. Oh, now this is going to get a little confusing. Maybe this is advice that we're going to take and tell our younger self, but we're going to take it now for our future self. That just got a little crazy, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So what advice would you give your younger self? Like, think about, and you can choose whatever time frame your younger self is, because I don't know how old you are. But comment below and come be part of this judgment-free conversation. That's what these questions are all about. It's all about supporting one another, right? Let's unite, not untie. Let's listen to each other and let's listen to ourselves. And let's really start paying attention and like take this awareness and try and be a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. So in turn, I always answer these questions, but you know this because you've been watching. And thank you, by the way, for watching. What advice would I give? I know this sounds really simple, but everything's gonna be okay, because it generally is, you know, and not that and I'm definitely gonna take that advice now, because not that I don't have problems or drama or whatever it is now in my 40s, but I feel younger Nikki probably perceived it as something more grandiose, right? Like we always think it's like the end of the world. Piece of advice too, which is, I kind of talked in yesterday's video about it, I'm gonna add it today because I think it's so important, is that there's no timeline. There's no timeline in life. And I think so many of us, we think that like, oh, I've got to be, you know, I've got to get this done by this age. I got to graduate from this time. I've got to be married by this time. I got to have kids by this time. I have to have a career by this age. And we put all of these like limitations and say like, well, if I don't have it by then, if I don't have it by this age, then, you know, I failed as a human being. And that's just so not true. It's so not true at all. Like, there is no timeline. So I can't repeat it enough to my younger self. And I want to tell my present self the same thing, is that there is no timeline. We will get there when we get there. So, and another piece of advice is wash your face at the end of the day. Wash your face and use moisturizer. That's my big advice as well. So, everything's gonna be okay. There's no timeline, and wash your face. Wash your face and use moisturizer, including your neck. Like those are really, really important. At least for me, they're very important. So that's a little bit about me. Now I wanna hear from you. Comment below and come be part of this judgment-free conversation. And hey, while you're here, subscribe, come hang out with us. Or if you like this video or like any of my videos, could you hit like? Because I would really appreciate that. And invite a friend, because the more people that are part of this conversation, the sooner we can change the world. Thanks.